All right. So today is, what is today's date? It is March 21st. And next week, it's a Friday. Next week on Monday, I'm going to start my weekly maintenance mowing. And in order to do that, you have to do some pre-seasonal maintenance. So that is the entirety of today. I was going to take everything to the car wash first into an open bay and spray everything off, but I haven't mowed anything real wet or cleaned up anything wet, so everything looks fine. I think, I like to have everything looking good at the beginning of the year, but I think I'm just going to take everything to the car wash after the first day of mowing or the first week or something like that, and it's going to be really sloppy then. Usually after the first cuts is when things are looking really bad. So I think I'm just going to dust everything off with the blower and go from there. Probably won't do much with the 36. It was fully serviced before at the dealer, so I haven't used it really besides the leaf mulching videos. So I'll sharpen the blades on that, grease and sharpen the 36, and both of the Toro mowers. I'll make sure the spark plugs are probably good on the, I know they're definitely going to be good on the 800. It's not a year old yet, but check out the trimmers and stuff like that. But yeah, besides that, let's get to it. All right, I got the first blade off. You can see all that trash wrapped up around the spindle from spring cleanups. This is stuff just buried in leaves, but yeah, there's 3 spacers on the bottom and 3 on top. You can see them there. That's how you adjust your blade height, by like 1/2 inch increments, besides the caster wheel. So more old mower info, I guess, for anybody looking into one of these. But I'll get all this stuff off here in a minute. Real great. So yeah, let's take a look at the shape of my blade. So I don't sharpen these through leaf season, right? There's just no sense. I'm not cutting grass anymore. I'm just doing leaves. So these are dull. They can't cut you. There we go. So, but you can see I still got my nice wide edge on there. Everybody seems to be a professional when it comes to talking about blades, but just having a nice edge. One edge is what you want. You don't want to see a bunch of different edges where you've not lined up your grinder right. So this is the same edge that came on it from when the blades were new. So starting to get a little rounded on the corner. We got some chips from probably some sticks and acorns. We'll try to get that out and we'll see what all we can do. You can see I was kind of working it back and forth. You can see that was just to get some of the little imperfections out. So, it's like when you're mowing and you're trying to stripe a lawn, you can do a cleanup pass and make something look better. If it doesn't look great the first time, that's the beauty of a blade. So take off a little bit, one by one, and try to go in one direction usually when you're sharpening, and sometimes when you see me going back and forth, that means I'm trying to buff something out. So yeah, I'm going to do the rest of these and not take up the video card, but I'll get the little burrs and stuff off and get these blades back on there. This is blade number 2, by the way, so the other one's back on the mower. So I just finished up this blade. I did the other side off camera because of the wind, but you can see I got my blade balancer out and it looks pretty level to me. Doesn't always have to be like spot on, but as long as it's mostly balanced, it's not tipping all over the place, you'll be fine. So let me take it out here into the sun and we'll see what all I did. So like I said, you just want to make sure that it looks kind of like a mirror. Let me flip it around here. So this is not me flexing how I sharpen my blades, because I'm sure there's people better than me, and well, I know there are. But yeah, like I said, you know, you just want to make sure it's balanced. You want to make sure everything is nice and sharp. You can kind of feel that when you flick along the edge. There's still a little bit of some burrs there, but we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, you can feel it with your finger. All right, so all of the blades are back on the mower. Sorry, I'm like zoomed way in. Let me zoom out. There we go. So all the blades are on the mower. They're all balanced and everything. So yeah, all the spacers are on too. I don't think the sun will show on any of them that they're all sharp, but I don't know. I do not have my head under the deck, so there's your little look at that. So I'm gonna get off the floor and start putting these out of the way. I'm gonna pull the ferrets out in the yard, blow it off and clean it up and get it ready for grease. And then I guess we'll try to finally start this thing up and see if I can't move it. We'll see about that though. I think while I have this up though, before I pull it off into the yard, I'm going to put new casters on it. These are air. These take air, is what I'm trying to say. They're not solid casters. And I have 2 boxes of new caster wheels. I guess these take the exact same ones. So I got 2 boxes, and I'll try to put some on the Ferris real quick. I know they fit the snapper for sure, but I'm going to try to put the rubber filled, like solid casters on. We'll see how that goes though. Well, because of these being taller, it's totally fine, besides the way the forks kind of bow, I guess, a little bit. You can see it's rubbing a little bit, so that's not good. You don't want something to get like jammed in there like a stick or leaves or just a clump of grass and whatnot. So it wasn't turning earlier. I've already broke the nut loose, so we'll go ahead and pull that off there, and we'll get ready to put those on the snapper. Well, the theory worked. The snapper started with a little bit of heat. I guess that's all it wanted. So everything looks like it's in good shape here. I don't know if I have a socket on me to get down in there for the blades. Hopefully that's not a part of it, but I can't help but feel I'm gonna have to get a wrench for that. So I'm gonna try to see if I can't sharpen the blades. If not, it's not a big deal. I know I gotta air up the tires and replace these casters if I ordered the right size. So let's get it up and check it out. All right, the snapper's looking pretty snazzy. It's got fresh paint, got new casters, but yeah, there's some weirdness going on here. I haven't sharpened the blades, and I guess I won't be today. They feel somewhat sharp, but it seems like I just probably need a new set of blades. Like, they're in okay shape, they're just really rusty. Not a big deal though, you know, no nicks out of them it looks like, but I'll have to get a socket that can get down and hold on to that. So I will take a look at that, but the caster wheels were a kind of strange situation. So this one, the tire had some spacers. It had 4 on this side, and it had 3 on this side. Well, there's no spacers on there now, and I was looking at the brand of tire, and I was like, okay, that's strange, but you know, whatever. And just put the nut back on because of the spacers. There was extra, so somebody did a hack job there. And then I come over here, this one had a completely different tire, and you can see they weren't even the same size. This one didn't have any spacers, but this one actually has just a little bit of play. And what it looks like happened is it seems that not only did they have the wrong size tires on each one, they also might have like it seems that this fork is wider, so I'll probably stick the spacers on this one. We'll see what happens there, but I have spacers in case I need to do that. But it just seems that basically somebody probably bashed one of the sides in, and I'll probably, when I go by the welding shop, I'll just have them probably bend it back into shape. But for now, that was like, okay, that's weird, but it's not the weirdest thing ever. And then on this side, you'll see there's no nut on there. This is the state that the nut was in when I found it. Somebody had clearly tried to, sorry, it's not focusing, cut it off at some point. There was all this material on the inside. It feels very rough in my hands, so yeah, somebody really tried to cut this sucker off and gave up. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, I got my Milwaukee on there. You know, I got it off, like I had it started with the wrench, and then I had to get my Milwaukee, I forget what socket it was, but you know, I got it on there, and I mean, I cranked on it, and that Milwaukee just ate that thing alive and got it off. So yeah, I'll have to get a nut for that, but besides that, I think I'm just going to leave it be. These are the right fit. They fit in here way more comfortably than the previous tires, and they just look way better. So I wish they were white to match the back, but these are the correct size. I got them on a lawn website, so and the model number matched. I'm not going to get a shoot for this. If anything, it would be a mulch kit or something like that. So this one's pretty much good to go. It's already had an oil change. It's been greased. The only thing I need to grease are the tires. So I'm going to do that next because they're brand new. They don't have any grease in them. So yeah, this one's good to go besides the nut, getting a socket for that, for the blades, and getting the Velke, which is arguably not even really a part of the mower, getting the no flats for it. So that's the goal with that. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this thing down and probably run and get those parts. But besides that, this is probably going to be the end of the video because this is kind of a random fluff kind of video, just kind of talking about things, looking at the state of my equipment. You can see the paint job looks pretty nice. You know, people thought I was crazy. It's just shiny. I need to wash the mower still, but I'll do the oil change in the Ferris in a week or so, and I will do an oil change in the push mowers when I do the Ferris, and I'm going to go ahead and sharpen the blades on the push mower off camera because I've already shown a whole bunch of blade sharpening for the day. So that's pretty much it, and that's where we're at with this mower. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit of something and can see kind of what I'm up to. But yeah, this one was definitely a much more of a pain in the butt, but you know, these bigger tires fit these forks better. It looks pretty good. So I'm going to get it down, have it run out in the yard for a little bit, and go get a nut. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week for some mowing videos.